All right, we're going to go ahead and work on page 190. Problem 1 says fill in the blanks with less than, greater than, or equal to make the number sentences true. So 8/10 multiplied by 7/8 is less than, greater than, or equal to 8/10. Well, think about this. In order for it to be equal to 8/10, we would need to multiply 8/10 by 1. So that doesn't work. In order for it to be bigger than 8/10, we would need to multiply by something bigger than 8/10. Is 7/10 bigger than 8/10? Well, let's check. 7/8 is right here, whereas 8/10 is right here. So 8/10 is smaller. So my answer here would be greater. Oh my goodness, there we go. Now I have 6/5 multiplied by 9 is what to 1 1/5 multiplied by 9? 6/5, that's improper. I'm going to make that a mixed number by dividing. Wow, 6/5 is the same as 1 1/5. So, and I'm multiplying by 9, so it's going to be equal. I have 1 1/12 multiplied by 7/6. And that would be multiplying by something bigger than 1. So my answer has to be bigger than what I started with. So it's going to be greater than. And now I'm second guessing myself. So I'm going to go back and double check this here because that's making me second guess myself, which is perfectly fine. 8 times 7 is 56 over 8 times 10, which is 80. So I actually made my fraction smaller. I completely spaced that one out. I'm sorry. So it should be less because 56 over 80 is really close to half when we compare it to 8/10. And how can I check that? I could multiply this by 8 and get 64 over 80, and 64 is bigger than 56. All right, show our work. We need a common denominator. If I count by 2s, 2 is a multiple of 4. So I am not, or 4 is a multiple of 2, sorry. So I'm not going to need to change 3/4, but I am going to change half. What can I multiply it by? Well, I multiply it by 2 over 2. I'm going to get 2/4. So now I'm going to change this to 2/4. I cannot do 2 minus 3, so I need to make this improper. 2 times 4 is 48, plus 2 is 50 over 4. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7. And then I'm going to subtract. So 50 minus 7 is 43 over 4. And then we're going to divide. I get 10 up here. And what am I left with? 3 as my remainder, or my numerator, and my denominator stays the same. So 10 3/4. Write a multiplication number sentence to describe the shaded rectangle. So I need to think here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as my denominator, but we only went up 1 row. So 1/5 times, now let's see what goes the other way. 1, 2, 3. And what is double shaded? Well, only this spot, so it has to be 2. So it should be 10/15. And I know that, oh, not 10/15. My gosh, Mrs. Wolf, 1 times 2 is 2. And I know that it's 2 because it's what's double shaded. The numbers below show the cost of a loaf of bread in the years between 1930 and 2008. Write the cost in order from least to greatest. So I want to look at my place values. 1's place. 0, 0. Wow, all these zeros. What's not in the one, not a 0 in the 1's place is this 2. So that is my biggest number. $2.79, which is kind of close to how much it is today. Maybe $1 or $2 more. Now let's look at my 10ths place. I got a 0, a 7, a 1, and a 2. Well, my next biggest number is that 70 cents. Okay. All right. Now my next biggest in the tens place is a 0, a 1, and a 2. Well, my 2, my 25 cents. Wow, 25 cents for a loaf of bread. That would be amazing. And now my last 2 that are left is a 1 in the tens place and a 0 in the tens place. Well, goes with the 1. And then the final one would be the 0 in the tens place. So 9 cents is our smallest, and then $2.79 our biggest. The graph below shows how much flour Nigel has left after making batches of pancakes. How many cups of flour does he have left after making 6 batches of pancakes? So here I have cups of flour, and here I have batches. So here's 6. Now it hits the line at 4. So he has 4 cups left. We have 54 and 1900ths minus 36 and 5700ths. What is our answer when we subtract? First, I want to estimate. I have about 55 and 35. That's going to leave me with about 20. When we add and subtract decimals, we want to be careful that we line up our place values and our decimals. 9 minus 2 is 7. Sorry, 9 minus 7 is 2. I went reverse there. I can't have one thing and give away 5, so I go next door and get 10 more. And that leaves me with 6. I regroup again. 13 minus 6 is 7. 4 minus 1. So 17 and 6200ths is my answer, and my estimate was about 20. So make sure that you're checking your work and not just using this as an opportunity to copy.